Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to AVLL. You join us for our third edition of Velocidad, and we have a stacked card for you here tonight. In our opening contest, El Hijo de España makes his debut here in AVLL as he takes on Basilisco Jr. In our second match of the night, El Hijo del Tiger takes on Brown Dorado Sr. after his loss last week to his teammate, and he was unsuccessful into getting into that world title match tonight. In our third match of the night, Blitz once again steps in that ring as he takes on La Reina del Estío. And in our main event, we have confirmed Shoes Skyfire versus Hondero Ortiz. And if El Hijo del Lion can make it to the ring, he will also be in there fighting for that world title. I can't wait for tonight's action, and let's get right into it. And once again, we kick off tonight's action with a debuting star, but there is one man who the fans detest, and there he is on that stage, Basilisco Jr. Last week, unsuccessful in tag team action as he teamed alongside Shu Skyfire against Blitz and Hondero Ortiz, who is in your main event tonight. Now, these fans here in Mexico, they are not a huge fan of this man and his antics. But will it work tonight as he takes on the debut El Hijo de España? This man has made a storm here in AVLL. Sure, not for the right reasons, but you can't deny that this guy is truly one of a kind. Gets ready to take on opponent here in his first ever match in AVLL. Representing his home country of Spain, El Hijo de España. Now this man, we don't know a lot about him, but he does come to us highly touted. Of course, coming to us from Cadiz, Spain. And that beautiful mask you see up there. I'm very excited to see what this guy can do here in AVLL. And as you can see already, this man, much more respectful than his opponent. As he steps down to that ring, high-fiving the fans as they chant out his name. And handing his cape to a young fan, just showing you how kind this man is. Now, like I said, we don't know a lot about this man, but we do know his opponent, a dirty man, but has proven before that he can get things done. Will it be the same tonight, or will his opponent here, El Hijo de España, get a win in his very first match here? We wait for Feywind. Yay! Ow, my elbow. Yeah. Holy shit, Parata did a flip. And he's back. There he goes, high-fiving fans. What a nice guy. Yeah, he only gets one. And he dies every other time. Okay. Holy shit, Parata's going crazy style tonight. I do that sometimes. That's why, like, a lot of my indie guys don't wear jackets because I can't be bothered relogging. Right, Hondero, Guitaro, and Tetsuya all don't have, like, jackets and shit. Axel doesn't either, actually. He has a shirt, but the timer has started. The match hasn't, but the timer has. She's back. As both men look ready to get it started here in our first match of the night. Of course, no matches tonight are a lightning match. Tonight is all about long-winded matches and who can outlast their opponent here. As these two men lock up to begin this match. Oh, and we see Basilisco Jr. twisting the arm. No way he's respectable, but it is clever, and he locks him in an octopus hold here. Very reminiscent of wrestlers like Zack Sabre Jr. People who are technically sound, just like this man in the ring is. Alejo del Espana not looking to lose his match this early. He finally gets out and the arm drags him into the corner. Now Basilisco's staring him down, and he gets him with a sling blade. Of course, in typical fashion here in AVLL, if it's not a lightning match, it is 2 out of 3 falls. So whoever wins this match is going to have to do it twice. And it could be Basilisco getting his first fall here as he goes up to the top rope. What could he be looking for here? And a moonsault a minute into the match. Great athleticism shown by the young upstart here in AVLL. And a kick out late too. Already things looking ropey for El Hijo de Espana. Basilisco Jr. once again impressing. Had a strange time of things here in AVLL so far. Most of his losses not being his fault. As he worked with Shu Skyfire last week, and everyone knows how difficult that man is to work with. A truly detestable man, and I'm sure the fans here in Mexico are rooting against him later tonight. Basilisco looks for an arm drag. A Hurricane Rana from El Hijo de Espana. Goes to recover quickly off of it. 1, 2, and a kick out from Basilisco Jr. It's going to take a lot more than just a Hurricane Rana to put this man away, as we've seen in past weeks here in AVLL. Off the ropes now as he rebounds. What could he be looking for here? And a drop kick. Beautiful form from El Hijo de Espana. Now throws his opponent to the outside. Could be looking to go high risk here. And he does as he goes up top. Maybe looking to give his own moonsault. And he does. But no, he's caught by Basilisco Jr. And a snake eyes. I believe that was into the barricade. Not quite see from my angle here. But a brutal bit of offense from Basilisco Jr. as he goes up top now. Lining it up. And a 630 senton to ringside. Incredible form by this young man. Like I said, you may not like his antics, but you cannot deny how impressive he is in this ring. Or outside of it, I suppose, even. Once again, he climbs to the top rope. Once again, could be looking some high-risk offense as he goes for a moonsault, and he gets a moonsault DDT this time. And he covers off of it. 1, 2, and 3. That is your first fall for Basilisco Jr. Basilisco takes the lead, not even 5 minutes into it. Not a very good start for El Hijo de España here. Basilisco immediately looking to go 2-0. Have a quick night at the office here as he lifts him up in that pump handle. Looks for that Basilisk driver, but no, he slips out, does El Hijo de España, and once again, another Hurricane Rana. He's got those down pat here tonight. And once again, in the corner, catches him. Of course, maybe the worst place to be caught with that move, right in the corner. There's nowhere for your body to go except back into those buckles. And under that padding is hard metal rings holding those ropes together. And trust me, that does not feel good to bump into with a full man's weight crashing into you. But he had to use the ropes there, as you saw, keeping himself one fall up. But a tornado DDT could change that. As El Hijo de España is getting into offense and he covers him off of it. But no, Basilisco Jr. still 1 up. You hear the fans here rooting for the new upstart here in AVLL, wanting him to get that fall and hopefully take the 2-1 victory. As he goes up top once again, it didn't work out great for him last time, but could it work out better now? As he dives and he nails that crossbody to the outside. Finally getting that high-risk offense to the ringside area that he's been hoping for. He rolls him back in the ring, hopefully looks to get his first fall here. It's kind of rough to come from behind in these types of matches. But it is very possible, and we've seen it done a few times here in AVLL. As he runs the ropes, but gets popped up on the rebound by Basilisco Jr. But is caught with a code gold. A variation of that code red we see many wrestlers employ here in AVLL. Of course, popularized by Blix, who we'll see later tonight. And then El Toro knee. Covers off of it. 1, 2, and 3. We are 1 apiece here. Really could be anyone's game from here on out. Next person to get a fall, whether it's pinfall, submission, will be the ultimate victor of tonight as they get 2 falls to 1. El Hijo de España not letting up at all though in that corner with these chops, keeping the offense on after getting his first fall of the match. But he brings him to the center and goes up top. Once again looking for some high-risk offense here as he nails a frog splash. And once again looking to cover. He doesn't want to do too much damage here, as the AVLL rules state. You need to try and finish your opponent, and if it's clear that you're not doing that, the ref can use his discretion to disqualify you. But it's very clear that El Hijo de España is a very honourable competitor, but he goes for El Silencio and is ducked for a Serpent's Eye by Basilisco Jr. That could be it here. He hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Basilisco Jr. is your winner. Basilisco Jr. with another very impressive victory here in AVLL. Incredible showing from the new upstart in El Hijo de España here tonight, but it was undeniable. As always, Basilisco Jr. gets the first victory here tonight in AVLL. Oh, but come on, throwing down the hand of our referee here, Ref Parata, just trying to do his job. This man is truly detestable. But you can't deny that was a great win from him here tonight. And commiserations to his opponent. but we've still got a long night of action ahead of us. Like I said, this was only our first match. Up next, we have Hijo del Tiger versus Faraon Dorado Sr.
We now move on to our second match of the evening here, our Velocidad race. And now making his way to the ring is Hijo del Tiger. Luchador who's shown a lot of promise here in AVLL. Looking to shine here tonight as he takes on Faraon Dorado Sr. It'll be a match of epic proportions. And now Tiger making his way down the long ramp here in Arena, Mexico. Fans, they're next to just seem to love this man. Now here comes his opponent, Faraon Dorado Sr., the Golden Pharaoh. Bit of a mysterious individual. Been in the Lucha Libre game a long time though. Hijo del Tiger has quite the challenge for himself here tonight. And it appears that Faraon is holding a cursed bag of sand. I don't know much about Egyptian curses, but I just try to avoid anything that's cursed, really. So I would stay far away from that if I were you folks. Both men taking a corner. It seems the ref is about to start this contest off. And Hijo del Tiger with a bit of a sign of respect towards Faraon Dorado. Oh, immediately a clubbing lariat by Faraon Dorado. Pulling Tiger into the corner here. What does he have in mind? Whipping him into the other corner, almost hitting our referee. A big boot, knocking Hijo del Tiger down to the ground. Ref's going for a cover here early on. Yes, he is. Uno, dos, and a kick out right before three. Faraon Dorado Sr. is deep in control of this match in the early going. Bringing Tiger back into the corner, moving out of, whipping him into the other corner. But now Tiger with his first bit of offense in the match, getting the boot up as Faraon goes for some more offense. Dorado ducks. Tiger springboards. A big rolling elbow. El Hijo de Tiger has the chance to gain control of this matchup, going for a fireman's carry. But Faraon Dorado keeping his feet planted firmly on the mat. And those big clubbing forearms, oh my god. Did he just spit at some fans? Never mind standing senton. But for another cover here, uno, dos, and a kick out. Faraon taking to the top rope. Huge Horace's flight. That diving headbutt going for the cover. Uno, dos, tres. Faraon Dorado Sr. scores the first fall of this matchup. El Hijo de Tiger at a serious disadvantage now. He is one fall behind. If Faraon can score a second fall, it's all over. Looking for a spear, but Tiger moves out of the way. And huge chops to the legs of the massive Faraon. But still remaining planted, whipping Tiger into the ropes. But Tiger counters with a front flip kick. Tiger back on his feet, running off the ropes. A big clothesline sending Faraon Dorado over onto the ringside area. Jumping up to the top rope, moonsault! A huge triangle moonsault to the outside by El Hijo de Tiger. Now they do have a 20 count here on the outside. They have a lot of time to do whatever they want to each other, but Tiger electing to send Faraon back into the ring, going for the cover now. Uno, dos. And that was not enough to get a fall on Faraon Dorado Sr. The more experienced of these two men in this matchup, it's going to take a lot more for him to be put down. Now, trying again to lift Faraon Dorado, but Faraon just too heavy. He can't get him up. Now, this time, Faraon lifting up Tiger with ease, planting him on the top rope, but Tiger kicking him away, trying to gain some distance between the two. Leaping off the rope, going for what looks like a blockbuster, but look at that, catching him vertically. Faraon Dorado catches him in midair. And a huge stalling jackhammer. Uno, dos, Tiger somehow kicking out. That move has put so many individuals away all across wrestling history, but it wasn't enough to put away El Hijo de Tiger. A resilient young man. Wait, what is he doing here? No! Is he trying to pull the mask off of Tiger? That would be an immediate disqualification. Wait. Oh, a kick out. Obviously, an experienced luchador like Faraon Dorado should know if he was to pull off the mask of his opponent, he would be immediately disqualified. Now Tiger going for a wrist lock here. Arm dragging him down to the mat. Now another arm drag. Bring him back to his feet. Oh my god! He lifted him up! Fireman's carry! Holy crap! A rolling Death Valley driver! Sending Faraon Dorado into the corner! A big sliding lariat. This might be enough. This might be enough to get a fall on Faraon Dorado. Elio the Tiger just needs to keep this offense up. Good for a Yakuza kick. But Faraon rolling out of the way. His ring experience indicating he was in danger. Whipping Tiger into the ropes now. But whoa! A huge drop salt! An incredible maneuver, and now a high knee to Faraon Dorado. Throwing him into the corner now. A Yakuza kick, he hits it successfully. Can he get the cover off of this though? Going for the cover here. Uno, dos, and tres. Elio the Tiger ties up the matchup. Getting a successful fall. It is now sudden death, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever scores the next fall in this matchup will be declared the winner. Trying to hype up the fans here in Mexico City, but wait. Oh my lord! Faraon Dorado sending Elio the Tiger all the way across the ring with that German suplex. I have never seen a German suplex cover that much distance before in my life. And now a Pharaoh's chariot. His rendition of the spear going for the cover. This might be it. Uno, dos. Somehow, El Hijo de Tiger kicks out. I cannot believe my eyes. I thought certainly that Faraon Dorado had finished him. And now seemingly asking for the strength of the gods. This young kid has got heart, and I think Faraon Dorado recognizes that. But picking up the bag of sand, what could he possibly have in mind here? I mean, that's a foreign object. Whoa! Throwing the sand into the eyes? Is that legal? There's no way that could be legal, right? And the referee rightly calling for a disqualification. El Hijo de Tiger with the victory tonight by referee stoppage. Faraon Dorado to leave the ring now. We need to get some doctors to check on El Hijo de Tiger. Nevertheless, the record books will show that he picked up the victory here tonight, and he should have at least a little bit of pride in that. But Faraon has shown that he is quite a dishonorable competitor here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to our third match of the evening here on Velocidad 3. Making her way to the ring now is La Reina del Estío. La Reina del Estío, coming to us from Bilbao, España. One of two Spanish wrestlers we have on the Alto Vuelo roster. This will actually be the first match of the night, and I believe the only match of the night, where we have two non-Mexican competitors going at it in the ring. Just showing how competitive brings in the best luchadors from all over the world. And now her opponent this evening, a man who has been taking the independent scene in America and across the globe by storm. The Swedish sensation, Sweden's greatest luchador, Blix. Former Rising Star champion in his home promotion of Blockbuster Pro Wrestling in Miami, Florida. And of course, unfortunately, was fired recently, taking the other independents by storm. Quite unfortunate what happened to Blix, but hopefully able to make an impact here in Alto Vuelo Lucha Libre. Deciding to don a green attire for tonight's matchup. A handshake to start off the match. A great sign of respect between the two of these individuals. The bell rings and these two competitors circling, trying to get a sense of each other before locking up. La Reina decides to go for the lockup, Blix accepting it. Now transitioning into a headlock. La Reina del Estío transitioning into a waist lock, showing off that technical wrestling ability. But Blix prying the arms apart, transitioning into a wrist lock. Now, twisting the hand of La Reina. Rolling through though, what does she have in mind? Kipping up. Trying to find some way to break the hold of Blix. Now transitioning into a wrist lock of her own. Blix doing the same thing, rolling through, tipping up, slapping away the arm, and these two are broken apart. A great sequence to start off this match. And immediately, not wasting any time, headlocking La Reina del Estío, taking her over. And the referee trying to get some energy into this crowd. Looks now wrenching La Reina del Castillo, trying to stand up and break out of this hold. Shoving her away. Ooh! I have just received word from backstage. Unfortunately, we have had some travel issues this evening, and El Flama Blanca and El Hijo de Lion are unfortunately unable to compete tonight. So it seems we have a last-minute change of plans for tonight's main event, but nonetheless, back to the in-ring action. La Reina hitting those knife-edge chops in the corner on Blix. That's still some shocking news for tonight's main event. La Reina del Castillo snap-marrying Blix out of the corner. Going for a moonsault, but Blix moves out of the way. Now a rolling basement dropkick. Pulling her back up to her feet. Now throwing her into the corner. And look at this, the forever clothesline. Going to finish it off with that fourth clothesline to the corner. But La Reina ducks out. Still, Blix able to recover, rebounding off the corner, hitting the final clothesline. Uno, dos. La Reina del Castillo kicking out. Tremendous show of offense by the Swedish sensation Blix. Grabbing the top rope, going for what appears to be a lion salt. La Reina moved out of the way, springboarding off the ropes, and a Pele kick. Going for the cover. Uno, dos, and a kick out by Blix. Pele, of course, one of the greatest football players of all time. But I'm sure everyone here in Mexico City knows that. Trying to deadlift Blix. A hold up. Blix with a counter, a jackknife pin. Uno, dos, tres. Blix with that surprise jackknife pin, able to score the first fall of this matchup. La Reina del Castillo is in shock. Blix not wasting any time, immediately going back on the offense. La Reina shoving him off though. Beautiful drop kick. Able to stop the offense of Blix, at least temporarily. Now having him backed into the corner. What could you possibly have in mind here? Those big forearms to the skull of Blix. And a big high knee into the corner. I'm not sure quite what happened there. It looked like La Reina was going for some sort of springboard move, but lost her balance on the ropes and fell to the outside. This is not good for her, especially since she's down a fall. But look at that! An amazing tope con hilo over the ring post. Of course, when you wrestle the lucha libre style, you're taking many high risks, and those risks don't always pay off. Now, going up the ramp a little bit. Look at that! Blix going for a clothesline, but La Reina able to send Blix over the ropes back into the ring. Now, going for another springboard here. Doesn't lose her balance this time, but gets caught by Blix. Still managing to pull out a Hurricane Rana. Now going for a Tiger Fate kick. She connects. The move popularized by one of the greatest luchadors of all time. But wait a minute, cover. Uno, dos, a kick out by Blix. The Tiger Feint kick has finished many opponents over its history in Lucha Libre, but not able to get the job. Arena grabbing Blix back up to his feet. Oh my god! Abajo a las tierras! Uno, dos! Blix somehow kicking out! And Blix just somehow shaking off that huge kick! De abajo de la tierra! Both of these competitors are exhausted at this point. And La Reina out on the apron. Blix in the center of the ring. La Reina says, "Para ti, padre!" Rolling under. Thunderstorm! La Mística! And La Reina taps out to La Mística! Blix has scored the second fall of this match and brings home a win for his countrymen in Sweden. He has done his people proud here tonight in Arena Mexico. But nonetheless, a great showing. A La Reina del Estío, she has nothing to be ashamed of with this performance. Blix holding his hand out, perhaps trying to get another handshake. And she accepts. What great sportsmanship between these two incredible luchadores. And a celebratory cartwheel by the Swedish sensation Blix. Showing off a bit for the crowd here in Arena Mexico before heading out. But folks, we head now to our main event. Which unfortunately has just played some travel issues, but nonetheless, we'll see what we have in store for tonight. It is now time for the biggest main event in modern Alto Vuelo Lucha Libre history. And tonight, here in Arena Mexico, we will be crowning the first Alto Vuelo Lucha Libre Campeonato Mundial de Peso Completo. And the first of these now two competitors making their way to the ring, Joe Skyfire. Over 16,000 people here in Arena Mexico, here to witness history. So Skyfire coming to us from Japan. And now here comes the fan favorite in this championship match, Hondero Ortiz. El Futuro making his way down to the ring. The biggest opportunity of either of these luchadores' careers. La Campeonato Mundial de Peso Completo de Alto Vuelo Lucha Libre. Hondero Ortiz, before coming back to his homeland of Mexico, was traveling across the United States, making a name for himself. He was exiled from Mexico several years ago by his father. Finally coming back with the biggest opportunity of his young career. This match about to get underway. Referee Pirata ringing the bell. Immediately a right hook. Several right hooks. And now it's turned into a brawl in the middle of a Mexico. Irish whipping Hondero into the ropes. Managing to counter with a moonsault tilt-a-whirl DDT onto Show Skyfire. Skyfire going out to the apron, trying to avoid more offense from Hondero Ortiz. Springboarding off the turnbuckle, triangle dropkick. Show Skyfire sent to the ringside area. And of course, before we get too far underway, we would like to thank our sponsor for tonight's main event, Budweiser Beer. The best cerveza you can have in all of Mexico. And a huge Mucho Plancha! Hondero Ortiz clearing the top rope. Now wait a second, trying to send Show Skyfire into the barrier, but leaping onto the top of it. And a huge cross body by Show Skyfire, sending Hondero Ortiz down on his back. And the fans here in Arena Mexico do not seem to be too pleased with the presence of a Japanese wrestler competing for their most prestigious championship. And now several punches to Hondero Ortiz. Referee Pirata at a count of 13. They have to start making their way back into the ring or risk being counted out. So doing the smart thing, sending Hondero back into the ring. Going for a springboard. Holding his balance on the top rope and a beautiful senton. I cannot believe we're only 3 minutes into this match. It feels Like we've already gone so much longer, so much has already happened. And a huge headbutt by Show Skyfire. Gotta be careful with headbutts. They tend to do as much damage to you as they do to your opponent. But perhaps a calculated risk. Referee trying to ward off the headbutts. Show Skyfire appearing to spit at Hondero Ortiz, but wait a second. Cover! Skyfire able to kick out. Rushing at Skyfire. A big DDT to counter the offense of Hondero Ortiz. Show seems to be well in control of this matchup so far. Several punches to the other challenger. Pulling him back to his feet. Oh my lord! Sending Hondero Ortiz all the way out of the ring and a hard landing onto the mat below. Show Skyfire potentially looking for some sort of dive. And a huge tope on Hilo! Skyfire the first up to his feet. The referee beginning their count. Up to 6. Grabbing Hondero by the wrist. Wrapping it around the ring post. No, what could he possibly have in store here? Oh my lord! Ay Dios mío! Repeatedly slamming him head first into the ring post! And, oh no, Hondero Ortiz has begun bleeding. Those blows to the head from our solid metal ring post busting him open. Now bashing his head even more into the barricade, trying to open up that wound even more. The referee showing a lot of discretion here. Of course, in Alto Vuelo Lucha Libre, if the referee thinks that you are not trying to win the match and instead just trying to hurt your opponent, they can call for a disqualification. Showing a lot of lenience so far. Of course, this is a prestigious matchup. We don't want to see a disqualification to crown our first ever champion. Throwing Hondero back into the ring. This is a shocking scene in Arena Mexico. The crowd is just in stunned silence. Pulling Hondero back up to his feet. We have yet to see a fall in this matchup as of yet. Both men refusing to give up. Now turning him around. Pump handling Hondero Ortiz upwards. And a huge SSW! Going for the pin! 1, dos, tres. Show Skyfire scoring the first of the necessary 2 falls to crown our first Campeonato Mundial de Peso Completo. The most prestigious prize in all of Lucha Libre up for grabs here tonight. And Hondero Ortiz is not looking good. He is down a fall. He is bleeding out of the head. But it's not over yet. It is not over yet. Show Skyfire lining up for a curb stomp. Hondero moves out of the way. Línea de fuego! Going for the cover. Uno, dos. It was not enough. It was not enough to finish the job. Hondero, though, seeming to have a rush of adrenaline at this point in the match. But of course, the thing with adrenaline is it does run out. Hondero has to use this burst of energy wisely. And now slamming his own head into the turnbuckle. Or, sorry, Show's head into the turnbuckle. The referee warning Hondero to lay off of the mask. If he were to accidentally pull that off, it would mean that Show would win the championship. Now dragging Show by his arm. Draping Show over the apron. And a huge running knee colliding with the side of Show Skyfire's head. And oh my lord, Hondero Ortiz is spitting his own blood. Draping the arm of Skyfire over the barrier. Oh my lord! An arm breaker over the side of the barrier! This won't get him a submission fall, but it will certainly do damage. And finishing with a jumping elbow drop. Of course, having to be careful with those elbow strikes. If his elbow were to collide with the head of Show Skyfire, it would mean a disqualification. Now trying to do the same thing that Show did earlier to him into the post. Oh, but Show reversing it. Sending Hondero into the ring post once again. We have Show Skyfire with a bad arm. And we have Hondero Ortiz with a potential head injury. This is what the Campeonato Mundial de Peso Completo means to both of these individuals. They are willing to fight probably near to the death for this championship. Now Skyfire pulling Hondero up, going for a pump handle again. Trying to repeat that SSW, but unable to complete the lift. Now quickly lifting up Hondero. Wait a second! Crucifix counter! Uno, dos, tres! Hondero scores the second fall! It is now 1-1! It is sudden death in this Campeonato Mundial de Peso Completo Championship match! The fate of Alto Vuelo Lucha Libre will be decided here in Arena Mexico on Velocidad 3. Onder Ortiz out on the outside, grabbing the leg of Show Skyfire, pulling him out of the ring. And a huge Tornado DDT! Slamming the head of Show Skyfire into the outside mat. Propping him against the barrier, Hondero Ortiz back inside the ring, running off the ropes. And a huge suicide dive! A second suicide dive, going for a third here potentially. He hits it. Going for another one. Oh, third. Hondero just flew headfirst into the barrier. He went for that suicide dive one too many times. And it cost him. Almost going into the crowd with that dive. The Skyfire leaping onto the top of the barrier. Oh my lord! A destroyer into the crowd! Landing in the green section of Arena Mexico! Show trying to make his way back into the ring. Hondero Ortiz has until a count of 20 to make his way back into the ring and still have a chance at the Campeonato Mundial de Peso Completo. The future, or as you could maybe say, El Futuro de Alto Vuelo Lucha Libre is on the line here tonight. But is El Futuro going to be the Futuro? A count of 15, 16 now. Hondero trying to crawl over that barrier. 17. Leaping off the... Oh my god! Jumping from the barrier into the ring, but knocking down our referee in the process. Tucking in the head. Oh my god! Pile driver! That banned maneuver in Alto Vuelo Lucha Libre! But no referee to count a disqualification. Hondero Ortiz is bleeding even more profusely now. Trying to wake up referee Parata, going for the cover. Not like this. Not like this. No. Hondero Ortiz lifting up the shoulder. This has been a war between these two incredible luchadores. "17 minutes into this battle, and neither man will give up, but a PK! A PK by Show Skyfire! Pulling him up once again. Going for the SSW. Hondero slips out, lifting Show. Moonsault follow-away slam! How in God's name did he have the strength to pull this off so late into the match? But wait, spiral tap! Hooking the legs, uno, dos, and a kick out by Show! What will it take for either of these men to pick up the victory? This has been probably one of the greatest wars in the history of Arena Mexico. And that is saying a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Hondero trying to go back on the offense with what little energy either of these two competitors have left. Wait a second, going for his father's move! But just Skyfire flips out! Ducking under. And a leaping forearm! Yanking up Hondero Ortiz back up to his feet. Heading up onto his shoulders. Wait a second! Victory roll! Uno, dos, and a kick out! Hondero with that last-ditch effort to counter. Trying to grab Hondero, but a punt kick! The energy of both of these men has been depleting rapidly as we have now entered the 20-minute mark in this contest. So Skyfire hitting up to the top rope. And a Skyfire moonsault! This has to be it. This has to be it. Uno, dos, tres. And we have crowned our first ever Campeonato Mundial de Peso Completo de Alto Vuelo Lucha Libre. And his name is Show Skyfire. The fans, the 16,000 fans here in Arena Mexico are in absolute shock here tonight. This is not the result that they wanted, but nonetheless it is the result they have. As our first modern Campeonato Mundial is Show Skyfire, holding up the belt, proud on the top rope, in front of this packed crowd, pulled out in the heart of Mexico City. History has been made on Velocidad 3. And Hondero Ortiz, despite coming up short, he has made his family, his lineage, and his country proud tonight. One of the greatest matches I have ever called, not just in Lucha Libre, but across all of professional wrestling. This right here is why wrestlers do what they do. Congratulations to Show Skyfire. as we say goodnight here from Arena Mexico. Thank you everyone for watching. And tune in next time for Velocidad 4.